This altcoin has surged over 300% in the last 18 days. Hi and welcome to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and in this video we are going to be talking about a specific altcoin that has been making moves most recently. As we get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you're new, then do subscribe, tap the bell and select all notifications. And in doing so, you will not miss another crypto update here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said out of the way, let's dive down and get into exactly what altcoin we're talking about and why this is such an interesting project. Okay guys, so we are actually talking about Avalanche. Now, this is a project that we haven't spoken about for a while, but it is still making absolute moves in the space. So there are several reasons for the recent price action of Avalanche. So we're going to go into each of these in a little bit of detail and then dive into the technical analysis for Avalanche to give you a bit of an insight as to what to expect next. So there are three reasons for the significant price growth of AVAX, and they are all around its rapidly expanding DeFi ecosystem. With the release of Avalanche Bridge to Ethereum and the protocol's unique token design that offers dynamic fee and token burn mechanisms. So Avalanche Rush basically expands the DeFi ecosystem. One of the biggest developments to happen in the Avalanche protocol was the announcement of the Avalanche Rush on August 18th. This is an $180 million liquidity mining incentive program launched in conjunction with 𝗕𝗓 and 𝗕𝗃 that is designed to introduce more applications and assets to its growing DeFi ecosystem. So this is something that's quite fantastic, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of this, right? So phase one of the Rush program is set to begin in the very near future and will allow AVAX to be used as liquidity mining incentives for 𝗕𝗓 and 𝗕𝗃 users over a 3-month period. A total of $27 million worth of AVAX has been set aside by the Avalanche Foundation to fund the incentive program, with additional allocations planned for phase 2. The program was designed to demonstrate that the Avalanche's Foundation's commitment to scaling DeFi on the network and helping to create a more accessible, decentralized, and cost-effective ecosystem. So the evidence of the growth of the DeFi on the Avalanche network can be found in the increasing total value locked, the TVL, in the protocol on the network. So again, I think we're currently looking at something well past $300 million now. Okay, so pretty cool stuff going on there when you kind of compare it. Now, the other thing, and the other main reason that we really want to talk about in terms of one of the reasons that we've seen such significant price growth with AVAX is the Ethereum bridge, right? So the second reason, if you will, for this incredibly bullish growth in the Avalanche ecosystem over the past few weeks is the release of the Avalanche Bridge, the AB, which is of course happening or happened and was announced on the July 29th. This next generation cross-chain bridging technology enables the transfer of assets between Avalanche and Ethereum networks. So absolutely key, specifically as we move further forward, and we obviously talk about multi-chain being an absolutely key thing in the future. So as shown in the tweet, and do check out their Twitter feed for more details, basically the Avalanche Bridge was launched. It has transferred more than $100 million in token value between the two networks. And as holders basically seek lower fee environments to conduct transactions. Now, I've obviously been using Ethereum recently myself, and I can say those fees are absolutely ludicrous on the Ethereum network. And if there's a cost-effective alternative, that is definitely where I think a lot of people are turning. Obviously, we talk a lot about Cardano, and we actually tend to overlook Avalanche a little bit here, but the technology at Avalanche is second to none as well. So definitely worth checking out. We actually did a video on what is Avalanche a little while ago, so do search the channel for that one. So if Ethereum is unable to get a handle on those high transaction fees in the near future, there's a good chance that assets and liquidity will continue to migrate to chains like Avalanche, and their DeFi ecosystems will grow in size and value. And this again is in line with what we talk about with Cardano right now. Cardano smart contracts are going to be rolling out soon, and the DeFi ecosystem that is Cardano is going to start to kind of become something in itself. And this is exactly what you're talking with Avalanche. And this is why I say, and I have been saying it for months and months, that there are sharks circling Ethereum, and basically they're not really acting fast enough to sort out the issues, and as a result value, okay, or however you want to look at this, market cap, however you want to look at it, value is going to move from Ethereum over to these other chains, right? These cheaper, more scalable chains, such as Cardano, such as AVAX. So again, Avalanche here are taking advantage of that with this bridge, and it's absolutely vital to see. We see bridging as a key element of the future. And of course, that third reason for the increasing interest in Avalanche Network is the protocol's unique token structure that enables a transaction fee burning mechanism that helps reduce the circulating supply over time. Okay, so it's not inflationary, it's a deflationary model, if you will. So as noted, right, in their tweet, again, check out their Twitter feeds if you haven't already. All fees on the Avalanche are burned for the benefit of everyone in the community, as the hard cap supply of 720 million AVAX is guaranteed to decrease over time. This could help to increase the value of the remaining tokens in circulation. I think at the point of really kind of getting this video out there, I think it's about 163,000 AVAX, I think, have been burned so far. So we are decreasing at quite a rate, which is fantastic to see as well. And the network's fee mechanism is also set to undergo an upgrade to apricot phase 3, which will introduce the C-chain dynamic fee. And again, this is due around the 24th of August, right? So things are really imminent now to see some fantastic changes here as well. So the new integration will allow for the addition of a time-based rolling window fee calculation, a capped fee range of 75 to 225 NAVAX, and a block gas limit of 8 million gas. So some fantastic things, obviously, and some fantastic reasons as to why we've seen such significant growth, over 300% in the last 18 days. But obviously that's great. We've had the growth, but what's next, right? So actually let's take a look at the charts and actually dive into what is going on when it comes to AVAX and what might actually be on the horizon next. So obviously here we can see that 18-day run up, but we saw 305% in gains. And actually we've had over 439% in gains since the low that was achieved on the 20th of July. Now, obviously, we have the Fibonacci retracement tool here running from the high area here of $60.29 all the way down to the double tap bottom, right? This bottom down here on the 22nd of June, also tapping down on the bottom here at the end of the 20th of July, right? So a double tap. This actually came in at, I think it was $9 and 30 cent or 31 cent, right? $9.31. So a vast difference between our high of 60 and our low of 9.31, right? So we've seen significant growth right now at the point of recording this video. We're $47, right? So 439% has been seen. We actually set another high today, really going after that 786 area. We haven't got a grip on that one just yet. So we could start to see a bit of a pullback here and retesting the 618 area before having another attempt at, of course, that 786, right? So obviously when we get into the hourly, it's a bit a little bit more easier to see, but on this daily chart, we can see that we are overbought on our stochastic relative strength index. Let me just undo that for a second. Okay, so we know that we're overbought there. And so we are looking for a pullback on the daily chart. We obviously saw this and we spoke about this with many of the other altcoins in the space that are a little bit further along. Now, we haven't yet seen this correction for AVAX. So we are waiting for the pullback. And again, the most likely scenario here is that we actually come back down and back test on the 618 area, the Fibonacci retracement tool. And this is because this is an area of serious kind of consolidation and resistance previously, whereas we've just kind of powered straight through. And we have actually left quite a lot of gaps on this journey to the upside here. We don't have to backfill them, but obviously it's important that we do acknowledge that we might do so. But I do think that the 618 is a likely support line that we're going to find and basically confirm that previous resistance over here is now support. That correction could see this daily get corrected down a little way, that will allow us to then take out that 786. And of course, for many people who watch the channel frequently, know that taking out the 786 and getting the closed candle above the 786 is absolutely key in the future price appreciation. It's a very bullish signal once you get that closed candle above the 786 area. Historically speaking, this is the 702, the 786. These are areas where you usually find a lot of resistance, and you do normally pull back from these. So getting past this area is absolutely key to see that price appreciation. Now, in terms of what is next, right? So short-term pullback. but then bullish long term, right? We are talking about Q3 being very strong, going into Q4 in a really strong way as well, and before we peak the end of the bull run and we start to go into the bear market, right? So obviously we've still got a lot of price appreciation to go. What does that price appreciation look like? Well, the first target for AVAX that we have here is $91.81. That'll be followed up by $142, $193, followed by 225 at the top extension. Okay, so again, if you're a member of the channel, we'll probably try to do an exit strategy on this one. Again, just try to kind of make sure we acknowledge some key areas that you might want to focus in on and have a good strategy around how you get out of the market. And also, guys, let us know if you want us to kind of do, an AVAX pool. Obviously, we run Cardano stake pools, we run Harmony stake pools. We're looking at multiple other pools as well, such as Silo, MTV. We're trying to think about something there. But AVAX, Avalanche. Do you want an Avalanche pool? Let us know in the comments below. And we'll see what we can do there as well. I think that would be an interesting pool to set up for sure. So yeah, fantastic, right? So we obviously know some decent price appreciation, small term pullbacks, long term bullish, right? As we close the year. Now, when we go down into our hourly, here you can see that resistance really testing, right? We're finding support on the 702, but the resistance is up there at the 786. Now, obviously, what we're talking about in terms of a pullback is to come down to this lower area here. Now, when we take a look at the hourly, we're already oversold. That means that we're going to see another short-term push to the upside. But again, that volume, that sentiment in the space is going to be absolutely vital to know whether or not we are going to be pushing up significantly or just having a bit of a push to the upside, but actually it's a decrease. It's a lower high overall, right? So the volumes are what we really need to look at here. Now, obviously, during this bullish run to the upside here, we can see that the volumes have been growing, and during this correction, as we got to the top end here, we've actually had a decrease in volume. That's helping to stabilize the price there. So the expectation here would be to actually start to see a volume increase. And if we do that, then we can take out that 786. And again, if we do take out that 786, then actually a back test on the 786 as the support is also something that's feasible and that we could see. Again, we are on the smaller time frames, right? So it's important that we obviously acknowledge once we're in an overbought area here, it is overbought along with our daily chart. So again, it's sustainable only if the sentiment is positive, and we will be looking for a pullback. Okay, nothing moves up in straight lines forever. So we are looking for pullbacks, and the reason that we've had such a good run at the moment is AVAX has been doing these moves, right? Pushes up to overbought, corrects down, protects the price, finds support, pushes up, overbought, pulls back, and corrects, pulls back right now. So if it is repeating this pattern, we can obviously continue this growth, but at some point there is going to be a significant pullback, probably more significant than this move here. Again, it shouldn't be anything too alarming. I think we'll just find a good support line that will allow us to lose the momentum out of our daily chart and allow us to continue the growth in a really positive way. Otherwise, we run the risk of a more severe correction later on. So right now, really positive stuff. It looks like things are still progressing nicely with AVAX on the short term. On the medium term, in terms of that daily, we are looking to obviously have a pullback at some point. Nice healthy correction there. Nothing that we've seen previously, but just a nice correction to kind of correct our relative strength index on the daily. And of course, when we think about weekly and we think about how we are progressing through the rest of the bull run, very bullish as we kind of top out on the Fibonacci retracement tools here, with those extensions of about 225 being the kind of top price expectation for AVAX this particular cycle. But again, there's important notes to obviously make sure we try to sell on the way up. If you're members, we'll try to get an exit strategy video put together for AVAX as well on that one. But guys, I really wanted to kind of just cover off what has been going on most recently in the space, specifically for AVAX and some of the most recent moves that it has been making. It's been a while since we've spoken about AVAX, but we have been invested for a while, and it is a fantastic protocol. It can be a little bit complex, and it's well worth doing your own research on this project. And it is also worth noting I am not a financial advisor, nor is Chris. We do talk about projects that we are invested in and things that we find very interesting in this space, and do encourage you to do your own research on these particular protocols in much more detail. In the case of Avalanche, it is quite complex, and it is well worth understanding all of the Snow protocols that are involved with AVAX as well. But there's some fantastic technology here. They're doing fantastic things in the DeFi space, and these are some of the fundamental reasons as to why we're starting to see significant price appreciation for the AVAX token. As we kind of finish this video off, if you have found it useful and informative, do hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the space, do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will not miss another video. Guys, with all this said, done, and out of the way, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.